everybody and welcome back to Reading is Fun. I'm Sohail and today I'm doing a book review on The Adventures of the Six Cousins. This book is written by Annette Blyton. I have done two other book reviews of books that are also written by Annette Blyton. They are The Naughtiest Girl in School and This Puzzle for the Secret Seven. So if you want to know about Annette Blyton, you can go ahead and check those videos out as well. I'll leave the link in the description box below, or you can press that eye icon at the top of your screen and the video will be there as well. So this book is again another series written by Annette Blyton, and this is not just one book, it's one book with two stories inside, but both the stories are connected and kind of like the same. So the first part of this book is called Six Cousins at Miss Taylor Farm, and the second book part is called Six Cousins Again. So there are six cousins that are Jack, Jane and Susan. They are three sisters and brothers, and their three cousins are Millicent, Chrysel and Roderick. Now these six cousins have completely different lives. Jack, Jane and Susan live in the countryside, and Millicent, Cyril and Roderick live in the town and city kind of areas, and they both lead different lives. But then once what happens in this book is that the three cousins who live in the town and the city, their house burns down on fire and they have to come live with Jane, Jack and Susan. In the starting, the cousins immediately clash against each other. They have different ideas, different opinions and different lifestyles, and the three cousins, Millicent, Cyril and Roderick, find it very hard to live in the countryside. Now their mother, Rose, was given a little bit shocked by the fire. That's why she went to live in the nursing home, while their father tried to find a new house for them. Now, of course, all their money had been burned down in the fire, so it was very hard for them to find a new house that was big enough as their old one. So the only thing that they could afford was a farmhouse, but Mrs. Rose didn't want to live in a farmhouse. She was more of a luxurious woman. So then back at the farm, was still a farm, the mother and father of Jack, Jane and Susan were all a bit in a hazard and fazard. They were continuously taking care of six children who were continuously clashing against each other. In the starting, Jane's mother, Jane, Jack and Susan's mother, was nice to the three cousins, but then she said that they needed to help around the farm because they're living there not as visitors but as a family. Now that was different. Now after some time, all the three cousins decided to know each other better, and they started getting along. They did the housework and they helped around the farm, cleaning the chicken hen and the hens, feeding the cows, plowing the fields, hay making. They helped around, and as time passes by, they became good friends. Then that is the first part, but there was also some kind of mystery that came around the farm. Some of the animals were starting to get sick, and there were some people, the hermits or some kind of twig kind of people, they were stealing their stocks and making their cows well. So the six cousins get together and they search around the area and they have an exciting adventure. Now, I'm not going to give away the whole thing. I want you to read it for yourself because it is very exciting. And they do some investigation and all that, and they find out who the culprit was, and they found many things and many secrets of the farm. Then that is the end of the first part. In the second part, three cousins who came from the town, Millicent, Chrysel, and Roderick, they three hear the news that their father has found a farm that is called Holly Farm, and they are going to be moving there again and have a house of their own. Now they all were very happy, but their happiness wasn't up for long because Mrs. Rose, their mother, was devastated and upset and angry because she didn't want to live in a farm. She wanted to live in a luxurious house like their old house that was called Three Towers. So she wanted to live in such kind of a place, and she wanted luxuries and impossible things. So they did not have enough money to buy those, so they just bought a farmhouse. In the starting, the family did not get along. Mrs. Rose was always sulking and crying about how rude it was in living in a farm and that it would ruin her dignity and her identity. But the three children were pretty happy. Now Roderick, the youngest child of all, wanted a pet, and then there was again another problem arose, and all the cousins together trying to make and patch up things, and they're trying to help out each other. But in the end, Aunt Rose realizes that at least she has her family with her. Even though she still did not like the farm, she still kept up with it and just waited for things to happen because there was nothing she could do to change it. She finally realized that. So these two books, these two stories are about these six cousins, and Anne Blyton has written it in such great detail that you can imagine everything happening in your head. You can picture it right at the moment as you read it. Now, it may seem like a thick book, but it's worth the read. It's an amazing adventurous ride with the six cousins going on perilous trails and they saving farms. It's almost like the Secret Seven, but it's that these are cousins and they live on a farm. And the Secret Seven is different friends. So it's really exciting, adventurous, and fun, and I recommend to read this book. Everyone should read it, especially those who love to read adventurous books. And what I learned from this book is that it doesn't matter where you live, what you own, who you are, or what you possess. You should be yourself and be happy with what you have, no matter how much it is. Because you may dream to own a big house when you have a small apartment. But then there are also people who dream to own a small apartment because they just live in a small hut. And then there are people who don't have even a roof above their heads. So be grateful for what you have. Like Aunt Rose, she wanted to have so many luxuries once they were all burnt down. So she wanted to have luxuries back. And she wasn't very grateful for Holly Farm until she realized that at least she had a roof above her head and that she had her family was still with her and was still safe. So be grateful for your family, friends, and relatives, and be grateful for everything you own and possess. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That was it for this video. And also hit that notification bell so you will be the first one to see my new videos. See you next time on Reading is Fun. Bye for now.